This is a Sports Catastrophe production. Hey there, hello there, Jeff Cutter. Welcome you to another Sports Catastrophe on this date. And on this date, March the 30th, in the year 1981, one of the most contentious days in NCAA tournament history happened. No, it wasn't the Black Sunday, which saw many top teams be knocked out on the first day of massive qualification. No, this was the day of the championship game between the Indiana Hoosiers and the North Carolina Tar Heels. They were thinking, this seems decent enough. And yes, Indiana did win thanks to Isaiah Thomas's run. Yes, that Isaiah Thomas of Detroit Pistons fame, getting Bobby Knight a championship. However, it wasn't what was on the court that was the big issue, March 30th, 1981. It was off the court. Because earlier in the morning in Washington, D.C., Ronald Reagan left the convention and then was shot at by John Hinckley. Unfortunately for Hinckley, he failed to assassinate Reagan, as Reagan just survives and was joking with reporters and all that. So I will get to the Ronald Reagan thing and how American Dad played into it and how it played into my mental state. But anyway, the championship game and at the time it happened, third place game, national third place game, were both in Philadelphia at that time. So there were concerns that they would have had to postpone it till the next day, or at least until they realized it. Oh, that. So yeah, well, that was at 2:30. I thought it was in the morning. Sorry, at 2:30 p.m. John Hinckley fired shots at Reagan. It was like unbelievable. The tip-off was at 8:23 p.m. and they decided to tip off. So by 7:50, they said, we're going to keep going. They tipped off at 8:30, and at 8:50, it was found out that Reagan came out of surgery alive. So, the president's going to be okay. Anyway, Indiana won the game 63-50, taking down Dean Smith in the process. Now, the thing was that, this was the year before Michael Jordan came in as a freshman and helped North Carolina win in 1982. So, in hindsight, it wasn't that bad, all that. So, anyway, as I said last year, March 14th, 1981, defined March Madness. Well, it was a Saturday, Black Saturday, they call it. DePaul looked like they were going to knock down St. Joseph's, but DePaul screwed up with their defense. Arkansas, of course, later in the afternoon, March 14th, was when Arkansas shocked the defending national champs Louisville and the U.S. Reed's Heave and all of that. And then Oregon State had a chance to knock down Kansas State as a 1 seed, but Oregon State fucked up all that. So yeah, this was amazing. All that. So the Indiana beat LSU in the Final Four, while North Carolina beat Virginia. So it was going to be North Carolina, Indiana. The national third place game took place, and Virginia beat LSU 78-74. Unfortunately, I forgot the name of the player. But one of the players for LSU actually said something about Reagan's progress. Says, Reagan's no kid of mine. Of course, the problem was that, he thought that Reagan was not really good towards black people, and he got chastised in the media for this. But anyhow, Indiana won the title. Bobby Knight was happy he would win another title 6 years later at the Superdome in New Orleans, and North Carolina would rebound. I mean, they still had James Worthy, they still had Sam Perkins, and they had this freshman by the name of Michael Jordan, and they won the 1982 title. So, best of both worlds. Now, of course, you'll be thinking, why am I thinking about American Dad and all that? There was an episode, like the first few seasons that Stan actually gets a little too crazy over the fact that people were probably cancel culturing Christmas. Like they the cashier at the store refuses to tell Stan Merry Christmas, just says Happy Holidays, and Stan tries to make him say Merry Christmas and all that. Christmas is getting a little less commercial, and then Holiday Carol is sing weird songs and basically show a picture of someone called the Holiday Rapist, but Stan says it's the Christmas Rapist. He rapes people on Christmas. On Christmas, he's a holiday rapist. Stan decides to throw a fit, saying that Jane Fonda is responsible for wussifying America with her anti-war shit. So Stan gets a visit from a Christmas angel, voiced by Lisa Kudrow, and basically he decides that he needs to destroy Jane Fonda to make America tough again. In the process of trying to knock down Jane Fonda, he discovers that Jane Fonda wasn't really white, the anti-war thing. It was Donald Sutherland. Well, Donald Sutherland's Canadian, right? And, Canada didn't want to get involved in the Vietnam War. Like, draft dodgers went up to north of the border. Anyhow, so Stan is forced to go back to the present by Francine and the angel. I think her name's Michelle. Anyway, so Stan finds out that America is under Soviet reign. Stan was not allowed to change the past. But Stan thought he did everything right. But then it was revealed that he got Martin Scorsese off cocaine. And that had a massive impact because Scorsese, without being cocaine fueled, would not have done Taxi Driver, which would not have had a young Jodie Foster as the prostitute with a heart of gold, which means that John Hinckley would not have been obsessed over watching her in Taxi Driver and trying to impress Jodie Foster by shooting at Ronald Reagan. That's what I meant when I said the John Hinckley thing, Ronald Reagan, American Dad stuff. And then Stan realizes that without Hinckley shooting Reagan, Reagan could not win the '84 national election with the strength of surviving a bullet. He survived an assassination attempt that didn't push in 1984 the Republicans, and said that Walter Mondale would have won the election and Mondale would have conceded to Russia because of how weak Mondale seemingly was. But here's the thing, though, too. Of course, there's got to be a mistake because even if Reagan was not in, you had George Bush Sr. What's to say that George Bush Sr. would not have beaten Mondale? I think Bush Sr. would have won the election if he was the Republican nomination against Mondale. So that's kind of stupid, don't you think? But I guess they were picking on Walter Mondale for being a wuss. Regardless, the John Hinckley thing was weird, how they would have tried to impress Jodie Foster. It took 30 years for Jodie Foster to actually forgive Hinckley for his crime. I think Hinckley's dead or something. I think he had to live with his mom after being released from prison after 35 years. I don't know. But anyway, yeah, Reagan survived and put U.S. in Reaganomics, and of course he got in trouble for the Contra affair, trying to destroy the Middle East. Trying to destroy the drug cartels in Latin America by selling weapons to the Middle East. Did he not think that through? I don't think he did. Anyway, I'm Jeff Diamond. I do.